Hello there. Welcome to Unveil Your Brilliance with Angilie Kapoor, where each week we explore helping you to break free from the illusions that are holding you back. My name is Angilie Kapoor, and I am here today to just explain to you what this show is all about. I want to actually talk about a quote from Marianne Williamson, and it's a quote that means a lot to me. And it's all about you not playing small. That you playing small does not serve the world. And there's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you and to let your own light shine. You indirectly give others permission to do the same when you do that. And so that has been a very meaningful quote for me and is one of the reasons why I am doing this show. So again, my name is Angilie Kapoor, and I am so excited to be here with you. And I just wanted to give you this opportunity to give you a tour, if you will, and explain to you what you can expect each week from this show. So let me start by officially introducing myself to you and letting you know a bit about me. Now, I am a conscious leadership coach as well as an empowerment strategist. I am also a multi-book author, an inspirational speaker, and the founder of my leadership coaching company, Oversight Global. Now, at Oversight Global, we are on a mission to address the consciousness crisis in the world, one leader at a time. And like I shared the quote from Marianne Williamson with you, it's a quote that during the time that I first heard it was a few years ago when I was first becoming a leadership coach. I was at a leadership retreat when I heard this quote. And at this specific retreat, I was really starting to experience for the first time feeling the empowerment of shining my own light, realizing that I have a light within me and just how empowering that was for the very first time. Now, prior to this experience, I had always heard people say, shine your light, shine brightly, bright light, things like that. But I never really understood what that meant. Not until I was at this particular leadership retreat and I truly experienced and recognized my own inner light within me and experienced what it felt like to really shine my light and just the happiness and bliss that this truly brought me. And that's how I encountered this quote by Marianne Williamson for the very first time. And I share this with you because I really feel that it's something that's very applicable to this show that we're bringing to you every week. You see, the mission of this show is to help you shine your light and to unveil your brilliance, to be and to live the life that you are truly meant to live, and to empower you to become the person, the woman that you are truly meant to be. And my mission is to also positively impact you and provide you with little tidbits every week to help you grow, develop, and progress every week. So here is what you can expect from this show. Now, I've determined that there are three things that are really holding us women back from unveiling our true brilliance. Now, number one is ourselves, especially our mindset. We need to get out of our own way. Now, one of the things that we're going to explore every week is just how powerful the mind is. And for a majority of our lives, it's actually been hindering us, working against us, how we've been self-sabotaging ourselves and really not allowing ourselves to discover the true brilliance and light that we have inside of us, our true authentic selves. Now, this is what I call our inner phenomenal leader, and we're going to talk about that more every week during the show. You see, it's important that we recognize and embody our true authentic selves, our inner phenomenal leaders, because that is, in essence, who we truly are, our core essence of us individually, and we are all individually unique and beautiful. And when you start to recognize and embody your inner phenomenal leader, when you start to unveil your brilliance and start to shine your unique light into the world, so many things change. Your life changes, how you behave and act and talk and perceive the world and people and what's going on around you. You just experience a different way of living. Now, I have been blessed enough to be able to experience that myself, and I've been blessed enough to help others to do the same. And I want to be able to help you to do the same as well. It's an experience that I feel everyone should experience, and everybody has the birthright to experience it. It's just we need the guidance and the help to be able to do that. And I'm hoping to be able to do that for you every week. Now, the second thing that I found that holds us women back, especially, is conformity. We let societal expectations from our family, we basically let other people tell us how we should be, what we should do, and the person that we should be. We let other people's circumstances and the things that happen to us in the world, we let those dictate who we are and how we live our lives. But let me tell you that that's not how it's supposed to be. I believe this and I know this. Now, in my own experience, I've definitely recognized and have realized the different things that we conform to and the things that really, and this is when things really started to shift and change for me, when I started to challenge the status quo, when I started to get curious and ask questions. This allowed me to really start to get to know who I truly am, my core essence of who I am, again, so that I could unveil my brilliance. And we're going to empower you to do the same. So you can start breaking free from those illusions that have been holding you back and hindering you from being your best and living your best life. And the third thing that I see that really holds us back from being our true selves and living our best life, unveiling our brilliance, is having the right knowledge and tools to be able to do so. And that's what I hope to bring to you every week on this show. To share with you my experience, my insights, and the knowledge that I gained from my own journey, and to share with you the powerful tools, techniques, and methodologies that have helped me, as well as others I've worked with, discover and tap into their extraordinary gifts and abilities from within. Now, in order to accomplish this, I have planned various different segments for us to explore every week during the show. Now, the first segment is what I call Brilliant Mindset. Now, this is where we will explore various mental blocks that we as women experience that hold us back from achieving success. We'll talk about practical tips and strategies to help us identify and overcome these obstacles. Now, every now and then, I will also be bringing in some other experts that I'll be having in depth discussions with so that you can gain some insights from different people and hear different perspectives to allow you to really hear their thoughts and experiences in order for you to gain a variety of knowledge, insights, and perspectives out there. Now, we'll also explore the habits and thought patterns that are really needed for success in all areas of life. Now, the second segment that we'll be doing at each week is called Breaking Free. Now, this is where we will focus on overcoming the challenges that we face and really start to break free, like I mentioned before, from the conformity that other people and the world really try to mold us into how and who they want us to be, rather than allowing us to just be who we truly are. We're going to discuss how we can be able to break free from that conformity. Now, in this segment, we're going to be talking about how women all over the world have been able to transform their lives by, again, challenging the status quo and getting curious about who they really are and how they are truly meant to live. We'll explore what is considered to be normal or considered to be the standard. We will look at how other women around the world have been able to do that and embrace who they truly are. Again, I'll be bringing in some experts to also talk to us about topics in relation to breaking free from conformity. And I'll have them bring in some practical tools and techniques that will help us break free from our limitations. And the third segment that you can expect each week on this show is called Brilliant Strategies. And this is where we will talk about some practical success in all of our aspects of life, personal and professional. Things such as time management tips to effective communication techniques. In this segment, you can expect to receive some actionable advice to really help you maximize your potential. And again, every now and then, we'll be talking to some experts in this specific area to provide us with a wealth of knowledge and inspiration to help us succeed. And then also during the show, you can expect to have a main topic of discussion from me where I'll be teaching you some tool or technique or some method that you can take away from the show and really utilize it to really start to, again, break free from all the things that are holding you back and really start to emerge the inner phenomenal, beautiful you that you truly are. to start to unveil your brilliance and shine your beautiful light into the world. Now, for my main presentation today, since this is our first live show of Unveil Your Brilliance, I want to give you a tour of my life and my business and really how I got here to having this amazing opportunity to share with you and connect with you on the weekly show. So, again, as I mentioned earlier, I am a conscious leadership coach as well as an empowerment strategist. Now, you might be asking yourself right now, what is a conscious leadership coach? Well, I use the word conscious because I found that what I do, my approach to leadership development, is very different from most other leadership and executive coaches out there. Now, a majority of those types of coaches tend to work on developing external skills like communication skills, organizational development, change management, things like that. But I've found that the true essence of leadership development is internal. It all starts with you from within. You see, I say this all the time. You can only lead others as effectively as you lead yourself, as well as leadership is a journey, not a destination. You see, I have found and believe that everyone is meant to lead. We are all capable of leading, and at the very least, in leading ourselves and in our own lives. Again, this is what I call our inner phenomenal leader. We all have one inside of us just waiting to be unleashed. I've also written and have published two books, which are an absolute dream come true for me, an achievement that I've always aspired to do in my life and was finally able to accomplish. Ironically, both of my books so far are on the topic of mindset. So you can get a sense of how important I have found and feel mindset is. And again, we'll be diving into that every week here on the show on our Brilliant Mindset segment. And I am also an inspirational speaker. I do different speaking events, and I'm also, a show host now, which is another dream come true for me with this premiere of this show that you are watching right now. Now, these two titles are things I never thought I'd ever be describing as something that I do because you see, I actually am an introvert. Well, maybe not so much today, but I used to be a very shy gal that, never wanted to speak up. And I'm also be sharing with you more of how I was able to go from a serious introvert to absolutely loving being on stage and being in front of the camera. Now, I actually come from a background in healthcare. I was in healthcare for over 20 years in the healthcare industry. And honestly, it wasn't anything that I really grew up aspiring to do. I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be in the healthcare industry or I wanted to be in the different roles that I have had within the healthcare industry over the 20 years that I was there. But it was kind of one of those conformity things. You see, I went through my school years, went through high school, but then I never could really figure out what I wanted to go to college for, or which college I wanted to go to, or even what I wanted to major in. So I actually ended up going to community college after high school for a couple of years. Now, one of the things that I really loved since my childhood is I really love animals, especially marine life. Dolphins and whales are my favorite animals. So, on the advice of a counselor at the community college at the time, I ended up going for a course path that would lead me to a degree in marine biology. But I took a couple of classes where I was like, you know what? I don't think this career path is for me. It's not really a good fit. So I eventually ended up leaving my college degree pursuits after I got my associate's degree in biology from that community college. Now I found myself really needing to figure out what I wanted to do as a career and not just work at a job that paid the bills, the rent, and bought groceries and stuff like that. Now, my pursuit of finding my purpose and fulfillment was not an easy or short path by any means. I did all kinds of different jobs from retail and sales to administrative work in corporate offices. But again, I really was longing to figure out what I wanted to do for a career, to really find a career that had purpose and meaning for me. Now, this was back when I was in my early to mid 20s. It was during a time period where I thought that my friends around me and others around me were kind of finding their own footing, but I still felt so lost and clueless in knowing what it was that I wanted to do with my life. They had gone to four-year colleges. My friends had gone to four-year colleges, and they seemed to know exactly what they wanted to do Or that's what it appeared to me at the time. But now that I know better, I know that they were just as lost as I was, that they were just better at following a path that someone else is putting them on. And so I eventually ended up getting into the healthcare industry really by accident. My mom has been a nurse all of her life, and she encouraged me that there was a lot of opportunity in healthcare, even though I had never really had any interest in going into the healthcare industry at all. But I ended up getting into a program for surgical technology. And I don't know if many of you know what a surgical tech is, but it's the person who is in surgery handing the surgeons their instruments while they operate on people. So I went to school for that and got my degree in surgical technology, and then was fortunate enough to get my first surgical tech job right away after my clinical rotations after I graduated at the hospital that I actually did my clinical rotations in, which was really nice. So I didn't have to go job hunting or anything like that. And that was the start of my career in healthcare. But it wasn't long after that until I figured out that being a surgical tech wasn't really a good fit for me either. So I left my first healthcare job just about 8 months after I started, and then I went to work for a different hospital. And it was at that facility that I had a lot more variety, and I was really able to learn different things and was given the opportunity to try different things, and was really where I started to recognize the things that I was really good at. What things I enjoyed doing versus what I didn't. So that was a great experience for me during my mid to late 20s. And then from there, I continued to take on different job roles in the healthcare industry, got very familiar with all kinds of different things within the healthcare industry, especially the surgical division and all kinds of medical terminology and things like that. But in the process, I started to unintentionally climb my way up the career ladder. I started to notice a pattern that I had with myself, which was I didn't stay in one position for very long. I might have stayed in the company for a few years, but I never stayed in one job role for very long. And it was because at the time I was unknowingly looking for purpose and fulfillment. I felt like I had a lot to give, but I wasn't really being given the right opportunity in order to really be at my fullest potential. And so that led me to really trying to seek that purpose and fulfillment in different job roles. And that quickly led to me ending up going into the leadership and management ranks. I was so dedicated that I actually ended up going back to school to a university and actually majored in healthcare administration, healthcare management. And so I got into my first management position 6 months shy from actually graduating with my degree. But that was really a huge transitional period for me and in my life. And that's where I really started the journey of self-awareness and self-development and transforming into a leader and into recognizing and embodying my inner phenomenal leader, like I mentioned before. It was a very difficult period of my life. It's an experience that's led me to eventually pivoting in my management and leadership career several years after that and becoming a leadership coach, the leadership coach that I am today. But that first management position was a huge time of overwhelm and frustration and going through just all of the different variants of emotion and things like that. Now, at the time, I felt like I was so lost and didn't know who I was, didn't know how to do the job function that I was at the time. And it was a very difficult period. But looking back now, it was a period that really needed to happen in order for me to be where I am today and to be able to continue to grow. And as I continue to grow and start to and as I continue to grow and start to open new doors and opportunities and accomplish new things. So it was during that first management position in healthcare when I first started to embark on myself awareness and self discovery journey and really start my transformation into becoming my inner phenomenal leader. And again, what led me to being here today, talking to you, and it's really where I started to recognize that until I started that journey, had no idea who I was. I was a complete stranger to myself. And in regards to mindset, my mindset had really been hindering me for so many decades of my life. And I really didn't allow myself to be who I truly authentically was and live the life that I had unknowingly was trying to get to. I just didn't know how to get to it. And so, again, that's where I learned that true leadership comes from within. It's not learning these external skills that a lot of people out there are trying to teach leaders in the workplace and things like that. Leadership at its foundation really starts from self-leadership. And that's why I believe in my approach to what I do is that all of us have an inner phenomenal leader that is just waiting to be recognized and unleashed, that we all are meant to lead. We are all capable of leading. And when I say that, I'm not saying that everybody is supposed to go out there and be a workplace manager or a team leader or anything like that. But I am saying at the very minimum, we are all meant to lead ourselves and in our own lives. We're meant to lead our lives with intention and have control of our lives and stop letting other people and the world and circumstances dictate who we are, dictate how we feel, dictate how we think, and dictate how our lives go. And that is why I talk about recognizing and embodying your inner phenomenal leader. You'll hear me say that and refer to that a lot throughout this show. I also believe that your inner phenomenal leader is actually the encompassing of all of this inner deep power that we all have within us, which actually contains all of the abilities and capabilities we need to actually be able to do anything that we want and be successful at it. We have within us everything that we need to, first of all, handle anything that the world throws at us and handle it with ease and grace. And number two, be able to go out there and succeed at absolutely anything our heart desires. And again, it's just that we have to recognize that we have that inner power within us and then work to uncover that inner power and embody that higher, best version of ourselves and start to be able to be that person that we're truly meant to be and be able to handle all those crazy things that the world throws at us with ease and grace and peace and calm. Instead of the stress and worry and anxiety and negativity and reactivity, and then be able to have the type of mindset to approach anything that we want to do in life with determination and resilience and positivity and never let anything or anyone get in our way. So, there again is what I strive to help us all do every week here on this show by bringing us the tools, tips, and insights that we need to, again, address the three things that I have found are holding us back, especially as women. And those, again, are ourselves, especially our mindset and conformity, and letting other people and the world dictate who we are and how we live our lives, and then not having the knowledge and the tools to be able to do so, which again, we'll be talking about every single week. So that is a bit about me and what you can expect from this show, Unveil Your Brilliance, with me, Angilie Kapoor, here I'm here every week. Now, I also want to share with you today that in addition to the presentation summit that I've been talking about and explaining, there is also a second segment to the show, which I'm calling Brilliant Connections. Now, this is where we're going to talk about how we can truly connect. So when you join me on this show live every week, the second segment, the second half of the show will be completely dedicated to connection, for us to brilliantly connect, to get to know each other, and for me to answer any questions that you might have or that you might have for a show guest expert that we might have on the show. You'll be able to ask those questions about the topics that were being shared on each show, and really just getting to know you is my desire. Getting to know you on a deeper level. So that is what you can expect in the second segment, the second half of Unveil Your Brilliance every week. And so again, I'm so excited to be here with you and to have the show every week on the Win-Win Women Network, and to really, again, help us to break free from those illusions that are holding us back, especially ourselves, and to really look at shifting our mindset from having it hinder us and hold us back and keep us in modes of self-sabotage and keeping us stuck, into really harnessing and shifting a mindset where we are successful, where we are resilient, when we are determined, and where we can, again, handle those curveballs that life just continues to throw at us. And then also address the ability for us to break free from conformity, to, challenge the expectations that society has for us, and how, we tend to be molded by people and by the world and different experiences and circumstances that occur in our lives. And then again, be able to provide you, through myself and my experience and the insights that I have gained from having my experiences, or from expert guests that I'll bring on the show to share with us their experiences and their insights and their thoughts, so that you can have a well-rounded variety of perceptions and ideas of the different tools and the different tips and methodologies that you can utilize in order for you to, again, start to recognize and embody that beautiful inner phenomenal leader that you have, and that version of yourself that you are truly meant to be, so that you can live your best life, the life that you desire, and the life that you are truly meant to live. And so I hope that you all will join me on this show every week, to, again, learn some amazing things, to learn just what an amazing bright light that you truly are. And to, second half of the show, really desire to connect with you and to get to know you, learn about you, and again, answer any questions that I might be able to have, or a guest who might be on the show will be there in that segment as well to answer any questions that you might have as well about a specific topic that we are talking about. So also be sure to connect with me on my social media and check out my YouTube channel. Those links will be in this show description, as well as checking out our new Facebook page for this particular show, where it's really going to be a hub for you to get all of the information you need about the show in terms of upcoming episodes, how to access replays, and all kinds of relevant events that are coming up in connection with the show, as well as some contests that you can enter that has some big prizes. So be sure to check that out. And again, I'll put those links in the show description. And of course, I want to hear from you. Please don't be shy about sending in your comments or your feedback, and also letting me know what type of things you would like to see covered on the show. But the best thing is for you to actually join me live every week. And again, second half of the show, be able to connect with me and ask me those questions you might have yourself in person. So again, so excited to be here. So grateful to Win-Win Women Network for giving me the opportunity to bring the show to you every week. And so I am super excited that you have joined me here for this first premiere live show of Unveil Your Brilliance with myself, Angilie Kapoor. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I am so excited to dive into these amazing topics with you every week. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being in the world and being you. And let's embark on our journey to enter a world of boundless possibilities, for us to unveil our brilliance and break free from the illusions that are holding us back. So thank you for joining me. Be sure to join me next week, where we will really kick things off into high gear. Until then, take care, and I'll see you next week live.